know what's happening.
Should we? How do you want us to sit, Lovey?
You doing boy girl?
I don't know. How do you want to sit? Are we live already?
You're live.
Hey!
This is a meeting of the mind.
This is so important.
Where do we sit?
Let's do boy girl.
Why don't you? Oh, boy girl,
guess we
boy girl.
better
I
just
love
sit down.
it. Okay. Do I have to take my sweater off?
No, leave your sweater on.
But
Look
you know what, Suzanne? You've had that sweater since I've been working with you, I think.
I've
You
had
knew
this
one.
sweater since the 90s.
When was the last time you washed it?
I wash it periodically.
When was the
Periodically.
last
I don't.
time?
Every
listen,
decade.
don't-
Once a decade.
don't. Aren't we focusing on living your best life?
Wait, she's like the California
Isn't there
family.
non-judgment
Only
going
once a
on?
year. Once a year, that's
It is the community
Ow.
sweater.
Oh, don't hurt yourself. Hurry.
Oh my God.
No, you can
What?
still run the marathon. I
I
promise.
Ow.
All right, welcome
Workman's
back.
comp.
Okay, so we are talking with Andrea and Lee Valelli. They're from Spread Happy, and Andrea was on our 9 o'clock newscast this morning talking about process goals and how you want to set process goals instead of product goals. So we want to continue the conversation about what that really means. And it's basically just like they say, enjoy the process.
It's enjoying.
But sometimes that's hard to do when you're like, you know, I've got a goal and I want to get there.
Yes. Yes.
And the process isn't fun.
Right. Well, here's the benefits to enjoying the process. I'll just give you an example from my own life. I used to be the person who would say, well, I have to go to boot camp 5 days a week.
Yes.
And if I didn't go 5 days a week, I was disappointed with myself. Now I have, in my phone, I have little reminders, and my reminder is move. So if I go to yoga, great. If I take a walk, great. If I ride my bike, great. I don't have a bike, but I'm just giving an example. If I did,
Maybe you
if
need
there
a bike.
were to be a bike in my world. And that way, every day is a win for me. It's not so specified. So in my mind, it's about becoming a healthy person and having healthy habits, rather than having to have it look a very specific way where that could create disappointment.
Now, but why is
I like
that
that.
so important? If you are, I would think, maybe a little bit more rigid, you're more disciplined, that you would have a greater chance of getting to your goal. So why is that important to be more relaxed about it?
Well, it isn't necessarily relaxed as such. It's more a case of a mindset. You know, if you've got a whole list of things to do, you know, the dreaded to-do list, your mindset is, I have to do it, which is almost like out of your control. We spoke about the shoulds and things like that. It's almost out of your control. When we say relax, we're talking about making it a win for you. So your process, I say process, I'm just saying.
Because he's British.
Goals, your process goals will be something that you can absolutely attain. As opposed to sometimes our to-do list gets so big, it's like, we'll never achieve that. The other thing is a product goal. And it's not to say we're not saying don't have the product goal. It's what you focus on. Yeah. So you have the product as in, okay, I don't know, I want to lose 10 pounds. Well, we say release 10 pounds, okay? Never lose anything, right? But release 10 pounds. So that's your product goal. Now your process goal is something that you can enjoy to create that end goal. Now you make it a win. As Andy said, if you said to, we all love yoga here, right?
Yes, we do.
Now if you said, okay, I'm going to do yoga 3 times a week. Well, what if, you know, your kids get sick or, you know, your work runs over or something like that. Now, you've not necessarily set yourself up to win. But as Andy said, if you say move. Now, yesterday was a perfect example, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yesterday we didn't make yoga. And I just decided I didn't want to be in a hot, sweaty room with lots of people.
For an hour and a half.
For an hour and a half,
Right.
yeah. I just didn't feel like that. So what we did is we went for a walk, and we went for a walk for an hour and a half. And we spoke about things, and we were discussing different things. We really had a good time, bumped into a couple of people. Now that was a great win. If I would have set myself up, I must do yoga, that would have been a failure.
And it's almost like you put yourself into more of a funk by saying you have to do yoga. And if you don't do yoga, then it's like, okay, well, that's it. I didn't work out today. You know, in reality, all you have to do is move.
Right.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. That way you're really setting yourself up for a win rather than setting yourself up for a disappointment. So it's becoming the person who is capable of achieving that goal.
Well, I think you also made a point at 9 o'clock during our broadcast,
Yes.
which I thought was important, was it's not only the goal. Once you're done with that goal, what happens next?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then you can really feel disappointment after, even if you do reach the goal. And we were using the analogy of a marathon.
Yes.
You finish the marathon, what do you do next? You run another marathon.
Right, exactly. If you're just focused on, I want to run a marathon, and you're not enjoying the process of the training and all the experiences that you have while you're getting ready for the marathon, first of all, you lose all that time of enjoyment and really being in that experience. But not only that, when the marathon's over, you're like, you know, there's sort of there's a sadness. Yeah, there's a letdown.
Yeah.
And this way, it's really becoming a part of your life. It's becoming a habit that continues in your life. So if it's becoming a marathon runner, even when you stop running a marathon, that's still the essence of who you are. A perfect example is my dad. My dad started playing tennis. He's always been very athletic. And he started playing tennis at 59. And I think he played for about 10 years. And then he was having a little thing with his hips, so he stopped playing tennis. So he went on. Now he does water exercises. He's at the gym every day. He's amazing. He was never so attached to that I am a tennis player, where when he lost it, he felt sad. He just sort of transferred it into another form of exercise, which I thought was brilliant.
You know, it's like they say when you're going to go on a diet, like, don't go on a diet. Make it about just creating a healthier lifestyle.
Yeah.
And, you're not giving yourself so many rules, like, I can't eat this and I can't eat that.
Yeah.
Or like me, who says, I can't have wine during the week, and then, of course, I see an open bottle of wine.
Well,
and that's the first thing I do when I get home.
yeah. Yeah, it's almost like when we set ourselves up for what we can't do, we create a resistance, so it's like in our face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, like Lee and I have been doing this smoothie, this Jason Vale smoothie thing, and we've done something like this before, and we couldn't wait to get to the last day, and the whole time we're complaining it was awful. It was a disaster, because as soon as it was over, we're like, where's the wine, where's the chocolate,
And checking the results the whole time as well.
I think that's a good point. So what do you do if you're not enjoying the process? Does that mean your goal's wrong or your process is wrong?
Well, I would say the process is
I
wrong.
agree.
Yeah, process. Because yes, you want to create yourself up to win. This is the key: is that a product goal. If that's all you're focused on, as you said, you only get to that. So you're failure until you reach the product. Then you're a success. Then you're failure. That's no way to live, is it? Whereas if the process, if you love it, like we said, yoga, so you can choose yoga, you can choose, but if your mentality is, I was just saying to Andy, if I wanted to get in shape quickly, now everybody's going to do this now, but I wouldn't do yoga. Now you might disagree with me, but if I wanted to aesthetically get in shape quickly, I would go to the gym because it's a quicker process.
Right.
But my process goal is to feel vibrant, to feel healthy, and as a result, we all want to look good, right? So look good as a consequence. Now that I've got that as my process goal, I'm enjoying it so much more rather than putting pressure on myself. What are my measurements? What is this? What is that? What is this? To get to that end goal. So that's the way, exactly that, a long-winded way of saying, yes, enjoy the process. If it's not what you enjoy, then look at what can you do to enjoy the process of doing that.
But I have to tell you, the
get
process isn't always going to be fun. I mean, for instance, like, if you're looking to change careers or something, I mean, getting to that point can be kind of terrifying, and trying to figure out where you go next.
Well, again, is that the fact that it's terrifying, or is that the fact that you're thinking it's terrifying? Because
I'm thinking, and it is terrifying.
Right. And you've been right. but as Andy said, we did this 10 days previously, but our mindset was completely different.
Yes.
So every day was a struggle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now our mindset has been completely different.
And we're having so
And
much
we have
fun
not
that we're just
struggled.
continuing this. Like today was our 14th day. We're like, let's just do 21 because we're just feeling so good, and it's more for us about creating healthy habits than it is about, you know, that we want to look a certain way. And that's why we're incorporating more yoga into
And is
our
that
schedule.
changed because your mindset has changed?
Yeah, absolutely. We're in such a different place than we were, and the reasons that we're doing it are very different than what they were before. So,
and so we're actually enjoying it.
yeah.
We're doing exactly the same thing, but actually enjoying the process.
So what you're saying is you're not going to be a spokesperson for the shake maker.
Well, they are now.
Yeah.
Maybe we are.
Yeah.
Well, I would say spokesperson for health, really,
Yeah.
because that's what it is. It's just about feeling good. And it's so funny how we were talking about how it's so different for us now because our mindset is different. We're not focused on this goal of, I want to lose 10 pounds. We're focused on health. So it's just become part of our being. It's really interesting how it's just that mindset shift.
Yeah.
What are some tools that you can use to kind of get into this mindset? I mean, should you be writing down the process? I mean, what are some tools you can use to kind of switch your mindset if you're really focused on the goal and not the process?
I would say the ultimate is creating triggers. So, and making it a win-win.
Good. I have a lot of triggers.
He has so many triggers.
They're not positive triggers. Many.
So that's
I'm like,
the
Roby's
ultimate
been
key.
triggered again.
And you know what?
How's your shin?
You know what? Joking aside, you can actually turn those triggers around. So imagine you have a trigger that makes you feel anxious, for argument's sake. Then you can have a trigger to combat that trigger. So the trigger, you feel anxious. When I feel anxious, suddenly my trigger goes into, I turn that to excitement. As I turn that to excitement, now my focus is something completely different. So the triggers
Your whole
are the
posture
key.
changes.
And another thing, we've talked about words, as in creating a word for the year. Like our word for this year is simplicity. That really helps because every day we simplify what we're going to do for that day. So if you choose just one thing that will take you in the direction of your goal, now that's simplifying. You feel more relaxed. You think, okay, well, that's all I have to do. If I do more, that's great.
Right, it's like that's
just
why
an
the
added
to-do
bonus.
lists don't work because you have so much stuff on your to-do list.
Right.
Because you
Just
can just
setting
have
yourself
one
up.
thing that you want to get done that day.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be a big thing, right? I mean, it can be something simple like, I just want to go to the grocery store.
In
Right.
fact, the smaller the better because it sets up in your mind a big win so that you almost want to do more. But you're wanting to do more instead of having to do more. Again, it's that mindset shift that creates the big difference.
Yeah.
Again, like we said about being a millionaire. If you become the person to be a millionaire, even if you lose it, you have the skills and the habits that are created so that you can gradually get back to being that millionaire. Now, if you win the lottery, as we know statistically, almost the entire people that have won the lottery end
Lose
up
it.
back to where they were, if not lower,
Right.
because it's sort of a high lift, so it's a
That wouldn't
bigger
happen to me.
fall. Right.
I'm not worried about that. I'm still hoping.
You're not winning the lottery, just so you know.
Okay.
You have won the lottery.
Yeah, right?
That's right.
And I would also say just one thing to piggyback on your question, was getting clear on what's your motivation, because it's not so much the goal, it's the why behind it. Like, why do I want to achieve this? What do I want to bring into my life? We recommend that question of why, because there's one thing to have the goal, but to know why it is that you want to achieve it, that brings a whole other aspect into it. And for me, it creates more of a feeling of the ability to have that goal in a more flexible way, so that if it doesn't happen the exact way that we want it to happen, there's still opportunity to experience the why behind it. Maybe you experience it in a different way. So for instance, if you want to run a marathon and you want to become a marathon runner, if you hurt your shin, it's okay, because you'll do something else in the meantime and you'll run a marathon another time. It just becomes a part of your life. So it's the why behind it. I want to become a healthy person. I want to be healthy.
Gain confidence.
Yeah, I want to gain confidence. I
I-
want this to be a very special part of my life.
I think a lot of people, and I know a lot of people, and I've been this way too, we want something, we don't know why we want it.
Right.
And is that healthy?
Yeah.
I think questioning that is a good process to go
It
through.
absolutely is a good process because sometimes our motivations aren't authentic. So we want to come from a place of an authentic motivation because sometimes that goal that we want is sort of for the wrong reasons.
Well, like the marathon runner, for instance, a lot of people think, well, if I run a marathon, then I'm going to be super healthy and super slim. And in actual fact, again, I like statistics. Statistically, people who run marathons
Gain weight.
and I'm not talking about professional, obviously, that's a different story, but they actually gain weight.
I gained weight. I gained weight training for a
you
marathon.
did yourself, right?
Yeah, it's true. So if you're trying to lose weight, don't run a marathon.
That's it. It's done.
Because you eat more because, you know,
You're
it's
hungry
just,
all
you're
the
hungry
time.
all the time.
There's the reward factor there.
Right, and there's the reward factor where I just ran 10 miles. I should be able to eat a cheeseburger.
Right,
You know?
right. That is so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I've done a lot of marathons. I've done at least a half dozen. And the slimmest I've ever been was in yoga.
Yeah.
Right.
Not the running. And that was and I had been doing yoga for a long time before I got to that point.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
To what you were saying.
Yeah,
You will get there, it's just a
absolutely.
little bit slower.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes, that's
absolutely.
right.
It's more of a long-term overall health goal rather than running to the gym to pump iron.
And there's
Wow.
nothing
Which
worse.
I obviously don't do.
Come on, show off your muscles. Bro.
That hasn't happened. And I don't think it's going to happen for me.
All right, well, that was some great information. Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you.
Lee. We really
Thank
appreciate
you.
you guys coming. And if you want to check them out, you can go to their Spread Happy Facebook page.
Yes.
Are you guys going to be hosting anything coming up that we need to know about?
Yes, tomorrow night and every other Tuesday. We're going to be having our group coaching at Therme Retreat in Delray. So that's every other Tuesday starting tomorrow night. It's a group coaching. You can go to our website to sign up for it, or you can give us a call or email us if you're interested. So yeah, that's really fun. It's a great group.
Yeah, it's good to
Yes.
get one-on-one with these two because they have a lot of great insights. So
Yes,
go
thank
check
you.
them out. And we'll do another Roby therapy session next week.
We're prepared. We're going to be talking about relationships for the month
Oh,
of February.
Lord.
Oh, all right.
Lord, how many sick days do I have?
All right, and don't forget to leave a comment if you have any questions for Andy or Lee. Just leave a comment
Yeah,
and we'll
please
get back
ask
to
your
you.
questions.
All right, thanks guys. Thanks for watching. We'll
Thank
see you
you.
back here soon.